The real question is, what's Iran going to do next?
Yeah.
Does Iran feel like, my God, our most prized proxy, the all-powerful Hezbollah, which we use as a deterrent against Israel attacking Iran's nuclear program, does Iran say, I can't stomach the complete degradation of this force and I have to do something? But what?
Well, I guess the question that then follows is, how much say does Iran really have in the actions of Hezbollah? If Hezbollah feels it needs to retaliate for these various attacks conducted by Israel, would they do that without the go-ahead from Tehran?
I think they're definitely in consultation. They're very, very tight. Nasrallah, who is the head of Hezbollah, is always, I'm told, very close with the supreme leader. So they're at a minimum coordinating very closely. I think Iran knows that Hezbollah's got to hit back somehow, but I think they're probably on pins and needles trying to figure out, does Iran get involved in this? How do I keep Hezbollah in the fight? How do I put pressure on Israel in another front or in another theater so that maybe they have to pull back on Lebanon?
From UNGA today in New York, NBC News reporting the Iranian president says he does not want war with Israel. You believe him?
I do. I don't think it's really in his interest, because he would lose in a conventional war.
That's a mutual interest, right?
I think it is.
Yet we're still marching down this road together.
Yeah, I think that Israel doesn't want war per se. Everyone wants to take care of the nuclear program if they can, if that's even militarily possible at this point. And certainly Iran wants to continue using their proxies because they're getting the best of both worlds. They have terrorist organizations that hit Israel all the time. And while there are sanctions up against them, they're not always enforced, and they would lose a conventional exchange with Israel.
Israel has maintained that its goal here is just for Israelis to be able to return to their homes in the north. Hezbollah has said, if you want to be able to do that, just end the war in Gaza, and then the conflict between the two of us will stop. Is that not the solution here? Is there's a push still by the Biden administration to reach a ceasefire deal? Why not focus the energy and effort on that versus this action across the northern border?
So they're definitely linked. Hezbollah says, we're going to keep sending rockets your way until the Gaza ceasefire occurs. But I think even, and we've seen reports of this that I know you've seen, that the United States has more or less given up on the prospects of a ceasefire
Certainly
in
not
Gaza.
as openly optimistic.
They're not optimistic at all, and I don't blame them whatsoever. First of all, we don't know if Sinwar's dead. He might be dead. That's what some press reports have indicated of late. They're trying to figure that out. But also, just as Gaza has slowed down because there are fewer targets, Israel feels freer to go northward.
So are we then giving up on the hostages?
I hate to say it like that, but I don't ever really think Netanyahu had it at the very top of his list. I feel like after October 7th, he felt like he needed to increase deterrence and increase the security of Israel in the region. But it looks increasingly unlikely that there is going to be a deal in the offing.
Based on what we've seen from the IDF, there would have to be a deal, right? These rescue operations have been largely unsuccessful.
They've been largely unsuccessful. There's too many miles of tunnels in Gaza. Now, listen, if Sinwar is killed, there are reports that the other people around him are not quite as hardcore as he was. So it's not inconceivable that some hostages could come out if there was some sort of deal. But let's see if Sinwar pokes his head back up sometime soon.